CopBlockRadio, we're live. It is Wednesday night, February 25th, 2015. I'm Derek J. Across the inner tubes, we've got
Dio
and Adamo.
Rock on, guys. How you doing tonight? Are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government?
I look forward to that. I look forward to that music every week getting started, and we were not exactly I think we contacted the police, didn't we? I think we actually
I never called the cops.
Contact. We went to go. The Tamir Rice vigil was on Sunday, and the Cleveland police, sent like 7 cop cars full of cops out there in response to a peaceful vigil. So I had my LED sign. We had the video and stuff. We'll talk about it later and stuff. And we sent them a message.
Yeah, they were all a bunch of lame asses because they all sat in their cars and it was snowing, and everybody who was out there for like a real purpose was braving the weather while all these loser cops sat in their cars with the heat on. And in fact, when it concluded, Dio went over there. What's that?
So brave.
Oh, I know. They're just so brave. So Dio and I head over there, and he wants to show them their sign, and I was like, it's snowing, but whatever. And so I'm filming him, showing them the sign, and one cop has his window down, and he turns his spotlight on to Dio, and I'm like, oh, he's lighting you up for me. And I was joking at first, but then the cop said, what did he say to me? He said something like, oh, mind your business.
Mind your business.
And I was like, huh, what's your name and badge number? And then I zoomed in on him, and he rolled up his window, but he was getting under my skin a little bit, so I was about to, if he would have rolled up the window, I was going to go over there and just get the camera in the window and be like, yeah, hello, what's going on?
Hi, what's your name? How you doing tonight? Yeah,
that's not my attention. Now you have it.
Why would he be like, mind your business, when he's the one blasting a spotlight onto Dio?
Yeah, right.
I have to change my stand too, because they're not just out to make money. They had an opportunity to make money that night because one of the officers had an out headlight and nobody was doing anything about it. It's a shame there wasn't a cop around, you know?
Yeah, right. So you're saying that the cops should give themselves a ticket for having an out headlight? They can raise revenue that way?
Well, I was laughing because so this is a peaceful vigil for a child who was murdered by the police. It's not like a bunch of people are like, hey, let's go to the park and harm the first cop we see and get retribution or whatever like that. They're like, let's hold a candlelight vigil at sunset to honor this lost child. And like, what is the police's reaction? They lined 7 cars up down the street, across the street from the park of this protest. Like, you know,
God knows how many.
I bet you they were trying to say that they were there to keep everybody safe, but nobody was going to harm anybody else. This wasn't like 2 neighboring buildings or neighbors who were fighting one another, and they might have both been there and a gunfight would erupt. This is the police killed somebody. The loved ones of that person were going to show up and pay respect to that individual, and the cops had to show up here with a bunch of you know, of their buddies in their similarly matched uniforms and their stupidly matched overpriced cars, and one of them had a burnt-out headlight, so I laughed. I said, look, there's a law being broken, and if only there was a cop around, and there was like 6 of them just sitting there. You know?
It makes for good video. You can check it out later.
Well, there's nothing more important than officer safety, so of course they had to be there and make sure that these peaceful protesters didn't do anybody any harm.
Sure.
So I'm glad they were there. Heroes they are. So
I don't know how that thing would have been horrible if those cops weren't sitting in their car across the street wasting taxpayer dollars while they idled. You know.
We're gonna actually go give Beaver Creek Police a piece of our mind on Sunday too, because there's going to be the John Crawford Walmart protest on the 1st at 3 o'clock.
That coming up? Yeah.
If you're in Beaver Creek, come on down. You know, support us and whatnot. We'll all be, you know, Damo and I will be there. Mika, Virgil will all be down there from Dayton and Yellow Springs and Beaver Creek, CopBlock and stuff. There should be quite a few people out there. I know there's going to be at least another carload of people coming from Cleveland.
Wow. And so that is this Saturday.
This is Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's this Sunday.
Sunday.
Go ahead.
That's it. So I'm just repeating you. Sunday in Cleveland.
That's right.
No, in Beaver Creek.
Okay. There you go.
And it's for John Crawford. And folks who don't know about John Crawford, he was murdered for carrying a BB gun inside of a Walmart. And so essentially, this is on video. And Virgil, a guy who's very active, I'm not sure. I think you guys talked about his panhandling video last week.
Yeah. He's very active with Dayton and Yellow Springs and Beaver Creek CopBlock down there. So
right. So he had a big role to play in getting this, drumming up the public pressure to get this video released. That clearly shows a cop walking in. Sure, there's a guy with it's a BB gun, and it doesn't look like a real gun. He's not even pointing at other people. It's not even like he's walking around in a threatening manner. But the guy doesn't get the officer who shows up at the Walmart here. Gives him no time to explain. Just shoots the dude.
Boom, boom.
In cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, he's he was shot for shopping in Walmart, basically.
Kid's got a gun. Young man. He's got a gun. He's walking around. Look, he's not like tormenting customers. He's just shopping, looking a little weird. Oh. You just get shot. Over and over. It's fucking sick.
Now here's this second officer coming down. When John Crawford actually ran away from the first officer, he ran into the other officer. The other officer did not fire.
And what happened to the officer who killed this man?
He's still working. I'm pretty sure they got him a desk job in Beaver Creek.
Oh, thank goodness. You really can't fire someone after they murder somebody.
Well, there's a whole thing going on that he's like, connected. Like his father was high up in the police department down there and stuff like that.
No, a police officer connected politically? I've never heard of such a thing.
That's why they say they can't get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't even think it'd have to be that bad or obvious. I mean, like, they would protect their own. I mean, I just actually wrote a blog before getting on air here where this cop in Omaha, Nebraska has been a cop for 6 years, and he's just killed his second person this past Tuesday. And so what do the police... What's that?
Only 2? Give that man an award.
Only 2. But, I mean, 6 years, 1 every 3 years, and the manners in which this guy shot these people are pretty bad. And the first person he shot was an inmate who was out on a furlough. And Derek and I have both been to jail, and so we understand what a furlough is, but essentially a furlough is a short vacation. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to call you out. I guess Dio has too. I just didn't want to throw him into the bus. I don't know. I know Derek and I don't care much about jail, whatever. It's not like we're embarrassed.
Hey, it's on paper. I did it. I can't deny it. So.
Okay. So anyways, the first guy that this officer shot was out on a furlough, so he's supposed to be in jail, and he was in jail allegedly for murdering somebody, but they couldn't actually prove the murder on him, so he pled out to possessing a gun, which is ironic. So the cop hears gunshots. This is what this officer claims. Him and his partner hear gunshots. They approach this guy, Jermaine, and he drops a gun out of his pants, and they tell him not to go for it, but he goes for the gun anyways, and they shoot him dead. Now, it's pretty weird, this story, because to me, I wouldn't think if 2 cops surprised me, and I am a felon, and if I was carrying a gun and then I dropped it, the last thing I am doing is going to pick up that gun. The first thing I am going to do is run the opposite fucking direction as fast as possible. And I think that's what this guy did, and he was just shot because he dropped the gun. The cops were like, oh my gosh, gun! Ah, running! Bang, bang, bang! And they shoot him. But the media and all of the community probably overlooked it because this guy was a criminal in their mind because he was supposed to be in jail at the time. He was just out for a furlough to visit family, which is weird that the system would cage you for having a gun, then let you out, and then shoot you for having a gun. Like, it's just really crazy. But, so that story gets passed over. It's in 2012. I wouldn't be surprised to find out this officer has more other issues that didn't go to murder. But Tuesday, he had a similar experience where there was allegedly a robbery at a Family Dollar nearby. This officer engages a person, tells them to put their hands in the air. They don't comply, so he shoots them dead. Oh. And in the first part, go ahead, I'll get back to it.
All right, when we come back, we're going to give away a shirt. You just need to call in. You can Skype us, CopBlockRadio, or dial 413-418-COPS. We've got one caller on the line.
They must have known that was coming. Hey, where'd you get that graphic?
I made it.
Send it to me. I'll post it to her. Post it or something.
I'm posting it right now as we speak.
To where?
To CopBlock website. Hey, I want to talk to our caller who's on the line. I know we're not on air at the moment. 401.
Hey, do I get the shirt, man?
No.
What do you think, guys?
Come on, dude. I call in like every fucking week now.
Who is it?
It's Michael Freeman. Can't you tell?
No, it's
No, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. It's all good. I already
I
have it.
heard you call into Free Talk Live today. That was fun. Thanks for getting right
I did,
to
right
it.
after you. Right
Yeah,
after you.
You're changing the paradigm, too. I like when callers call in and don't ask how you're doing. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're doing fine. Everyone's fine.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah, I mean, I did the first time I called into your guys' show, Free Talk Live. Sure. Hey, guys, how you doing? Like, look, motherfucker, it's Talk Radio. You know how we're doing, right?
Where's my fucking shirt? You owe me a shirt. What do you know about that?
I'm learning, right?
So, yeah, so do you have a special topic that you have ready for us?
Yeah, I
When we
wanted to
come
talk
back?
about this whole Chicago gulag thing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's crazy, right? I don't even have that
Yeah,
on my
it's
show notes,
crazy,
but
man. Some
yeah.
guy died and everything. It's nuts.
Send me a link. Can you send me a link on Facebook? One that you're
Yeah,
reading
I
from
got
or
it on
something?
the Guardian. One sec.
Yeah,
Where do you want me to send it to?
on Facebook.
On
And,
your Facebook?
Yeah, on my Facebook, and
All right.
and I'll make sure to put it in the show notes because I know that's a
Yep.
great story. We got to talk about that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, if if anybody needs evidence of a police state, I think this could be it.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I mean, not that it's not already present. All
Please.
right, you have it now.
Thank you, and please hold the line.
LRN.FM and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering
Hey, that's
people around
me.
the world? Stop. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at weusecoins.com. That's weusecoins.com.
Instead of just listening, you can also watch. See the Liberty Radio Network's key New Hampshire-based live shows via our studio cam at cam.lrn.fm. Plus, you'll still be able to listen to the Liberty Radio Network via the cam feed in high quality 24/7, even when there's no live show being produced in our Keene studio. But wait, there's more. Our chat room is built into the cam page so you can interact with other listeners online. Listen, watch, and chat, all free at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
The victims of a devastating tornado expressed gratitude that The Onion's three-part series on the disaster was reported with fairness, accuracy, and an unusual degree of sensitivity. Survivors said they were at least thankful for one thing, that The Onion put much more care and insight into their reporting of the tragedy than any competing newspaper, by far. In economic news, a Pulitzer Prize would very much help certain newspapers increase their circulation, resulting in greater ad sales and more revenue to pay their tireless, hardworking reporters, all of whom have families at home to care for. In other headlines, a group known as Americans for Fairness in Awarding Journalism Prizes is asking all Americans to help The Onion receive a Pulitzer Prize. This man says he will murder 50 innocent people if The Onion is not awarded. It's... Look, just give us a Pulitzer already, okay? For more prize-worthy stories and videos, go to theonion.com/review.
This is the Onion
Here we go.
News Network.
There we go.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Say what? We're giving away a shirt? Yeah, that's right. You can win this shirt for free. All you have to do is dial in 413-418-COPS. That's 2677. And you can win. You can also Skype into the program CopBlockRadio. Now, I'm not in charge of this contest. We do have a caller on the line, and he asked if he could win. I guess it's ultimately up to a demo. Let's see. He wants to talk about, with the caller on the line we have is Michael Freeman. He wants to talk about The disappeared Chicago police detain Americans at abuse-laden black site. This story from TheGuardian.com. Michael Freeman, you are on CopBlock Radio. Go ahead with your thoughts. I got to get rid of that ringing. I got to hang up from the phone. All right, so go ahead with your thoughts.
All right, Damo, Dio, Derek, what's up, guys? So, yeah, I saw this article, I don't know, a few hours ago. And it may have dropped yesterday. I'm not entirely sure.
Looks pretty creepy.
It's really hard. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. It's just hard to keep track of all these creepy, horrible, murderous things that these people do. So, yeah, I noticed this one. You had already said it, but the disappeared Chicago police detain Americans at abuse-laden black site. And I'm just led to believe gulag. I'm not sure what else to think about this. Like, we have things going on here like, well, I believe that the worst one is at least one man found, and this is according to TheGuardian.com, at least one man found unresponsive in Homan Square interview room and later pronounced dead. Brian Jacob Church, a protester, I'm sorry. So they found a guy dead there. They are alleged to be keeping arrestees out of booking databases, so you're off the books as far as legality goes. Beatings, resulting in head wounds, shackling for prolonged periods, denying attorneys to the secure facility, holding people without legal counsel for 12 to 24 hours, and this includes minors, people allegedly as young as 15.
Yeah, that guy Jacob, he was actually a survivor of the thing, yeah?
Right, I believe so.
Yeah.
And, yeah, to me, like, I mean, I've been under the impression, and I guess this is a subjective term, but I think that since I've been paying attention, I've lived in the police state, and to any of the people who object to that claim, I'd say that this is pretty solid evidence. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a gulag.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because I've started ending a lot of my blogs commonly at CopBlock.org with "This is what a police state looks like," and we recently launched a shirt style like that over at CopBlock.org store. Though it didn't offer enough in the pre-sale time to get made, I still think it's a great term and it's something that should be brought up regularly. And you're spot on with this story. I mean, this is North Korea type actions, secret jails, procedures, tortures, detainment of individuals. And,
nobody allowed to know what's going on inside there.
It's awful.
I mean, I'm just like, I take something like this, the fact that, like, I don't know, I used to be a dirty neocon. I'm a combat veteran, right? But, like, more than I think half the people in this geographical pretend location think that we need to build a fence around it. We have things like the TSA. We have things like, I don't know, what is it, 3 people? I believe 3 people being killed a day by the police. I mean, if there was any question of police state, I'm pretty sure we're there. And I wasn't when I started, I don't know, 4 years ago when I started questioning these things, but when I wake up this morning to see 3, okay, I'm not going to say that I read this, but 3 more people dead statistically and evidence of a black bag facility, it cost me $5,000 to leave and I have to get a fucking anal cavity search in order to do it. You know, I don't think that I need to prove that anymore.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to continue to promote the message. I'm going to do what you guys do. Okay, maybe not in the same scale, but I do my podcast, I go to my events, I do my blogs and all this stuff, and I'm going to continue to do that and try to convince people and show people that, you know.
What's the message, Mike?
I'm sorry?
What's the message, Mike?
My message is that I mean that there's a better answer than violent oppression and things like centralized control. Like, I believe in peer-to-peer interaction and voluntary interaction. I don't think that the force of the gun is required for us to be able to figure out.
Can you sum it up?
The public.
Can you sum it up in 4 words for me?
I can sum it up in 2. Consensual interaction.
Okay. Badges don't grant extra rights, or 5 words. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I agree with that. I like CopBlock Radio. I've met Ademo and Pete, and I'm a cop. I'm like the only cop blocker in this state, but at this point they do. At this
You
point,
can throw a rock across Rhode Island anyway, right? So you only need one.
I agreed.
Or you just need to move to where there's more.
Ademo, that's my fucking goal, man. I've talked to you about it. I'm headed up, man. I'm just waiting for my girlfriend to finish nursing school, and I'm coming up. Well, you're not even in New Hampshire anymore, are you?
I'm not in New Hampshire, although we will be. Dio and I are actually going to make a little road trip up there, and I think spill the beans now, but I think next week we all could probably be in the same studio if we wanted to be.
Woo! No shit.
Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
You at Porkfest, Ademo?
To be determined, but right now probably not.
All right.
I'm hoping so.
But yeah, Dio might be.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Last year was a good time.
Oh yeah.
I always like hanging out with the people, but I think if I'm going to take a week to do something, I might like try something different. I've been to Porkfest for the last 6 years, and this might be the first year I don't have to do it for like a business or a project. So.
You've worked it for 6 years, right?
Yeah, there was like 1 year it was like half kind of work, but that was the year I ran the poker tent, so that was pretty much work too. But
oh, that's another thing we could talk. I mean, if you guys have other callers, let me go. No worries.
No, go ahead. I don't know.
Useless clubs. What the hell?
Yeah, that's another big story this week. I've been reporting on Freedom Fiends and Free Talk Live about this story. I don't know if you've heard of Demo and.
Oh, I absolutely did. I blogged about it too.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, man, what a crazy story. This Brian Micon guy, what a hero for having the courage to continue his business despite a violent raid of him and his family while he was cuffed in his underwear. Just amazing, this story. If people haven't read about it yet, Ademo has blogged about it. Also, he has a frequent Twitter account that you can follow. He's on Facebook. Very public and accountable guy. So much cred and major props to Brian Micon of swcpoker.eu is the new website.
Yeah, is it even up yet?
Yeah, it's up. Thanks for calling in, Michael Freeman.
Hey, let me plug myself, Eric.
Do it.
All right, just real quick, only one little thing, though. So Ademo Freeman over here, the founder of CopBlock.org, agreed to be on my podcast, Abolishing Authority with Michael Freeman, on March 10th, so about 2 weeks from here.
I'll be there.
Nice.
Peace.
Thanks, bud. All right, guys, appreciate it.
What if the key to achieving liberty in your life was to move together with others who think like you?
The
Liberty Act
project is blah blah blah. So we got another person who was trying to call in moments ago. All right, that was rad. I gotta pull that story up. Where's your link to the?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
I was looking for it while we were on it.
Okay.
I guess that was a while ago, man. We've been blogging all fucking week.
Good. Sweet. That's great news.
Hey, so, well, maybe we'll do this after the show. I was just going to wonder what your schedule is like next week.
Okay. Are there prostitutes at Porkfest? The chat room wants to know.
This is what you should do. You should be like, no, there are no prostitutes at Porkfest.
Should be like,
that would be wrong.
Yeah.
All right, now I got to go back to looking for this thing.
No. There are no there's no sex in the champagne room.
Oh, it wasn't that long ago. What? People serious? What?
CopBlock.org today to get started.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what.
Hey, I'm making notes about tonight's show, putting them in the show notes. And what was the story you were talking about during the first segment?
Well, that's a story that'll come out tomorrow or the next day. So I was kind of jumping the gun.
Okay. So you don't have a link for that yet?
No.
All right, that's cool.
War is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your get intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or Amazon. That's Guns and
Weed.
Makes the perfect gift. Remember,
I think I finally found it.
.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm.
Excuse me, is this where I get a license to start a new business?
Wouldn't be hasty. You have to get a license to go out of business, too, you know.
Oh, well, look, I've invented an anti-gravity machine, see?
Is that why you're walking 2 inches above the floor?
Oh, yes, it's very
You have to fill out these forms and report to the Human Services Department of Manpower Orientation and register with the Fair Employment Practice Commission, the Wage and Hour Division of the Employment Standards Administration, the State Sales and Income Tax Division, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Social Security Administration of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and, of course, OSHA.
OSHA? I thought that was a little town of Wisconsin.
You'll find out. Say, floating around like that could be dangerous. Have you checked with the Consumer Product Safety Commission?
Well, not yet.
Come to think of it, you actually are flying, aren't you? Look, you need to go over to the Federal Aviation Administration and the Transportation...
It's very hard to get anything done these days if you're in business, but free enterprise built this country. Think what could happen if we don't keep it free. A public service of this station and the Center for the Defense of Free Enterprise, Bellevue, Washington.
We just can't have people floating about unregulated, you know.
We're back.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
CopBlock Radio. Hey, you can call in. Dial 413-418-COPS.
C-O-P-S.
Yeah, and you can watch
sign language.
I neglected to mention that you can watch a demo, Dio and me, Derek J, at CopBlockRadio/show. You can also skip into the program, CopBlock Radio. And we want to hear from you. We've got an active chat room tonight. Hey, Orion. Hey, No Bullshit. Hey, Straight Razor. Straight Razor's here. And he is
Straight Razor.
Such controversy because he is a police officer who is a law enforcer listening to CopBlock Radio. It's kind of weird, kind of cool, and I dig it. So thanks for being in the chat room, and feel free to call in tonight. Tons of people sending friend requests, contact requests to CopBlock Radio. Once you do that, just go ahead and dial in. I'll take your calls. I'm not going to type to each one of you, so just let me know. Coming up, we've got a story from Ademo. He blogged this at copblock.org. Headline, Meet Telly Heath by retired cop Joseph J. Joliker. And let's see, I don't know. It's a little dangerous after what happened last week, but should we take this call?
Which call is it?
Johnny Hammersticks.
Johnny Hammersticks wants that shirt.
All right, Johnny Hammersticks wants that shirt. What do you think, guys?
Who's Johnny Hammersticks?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought this was like a reoccurring caller that we didn't know about.
No, we don't know Johnny Hammersticks. He is new, but he wants the shirt. What do you think?
Where you at, Johnny Hammersticks?
Enola, Pennsylvania.
Sounds good.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, all right. Pennsylvania's cool. Well, you have to message us in the chat or Dio.
We're already connected through Skype, so he can message me.
Do you do any cop blocking in Enola, Pennsylvania?
I just moved here December.
Where'd you move from?
Bel Air, Maryland.
Did you do any cop blocking in Bel Air, Maryland?
No, the last guy, he had 2 cop blockers in Maryland, and then you left one there.
Yeah, jobs, man.
I hear that.
Did you call to tell us a story or just to win a shirt? Because you got to tell us some sort of something.
We need something. We need something. You got to work with us here.
Oh man, I'm on your page all the time, defending your page. Every time I see somebody in there, like defending cops and all that, I get in there, tell them stories, and bring up links to help them.
Do you use
they're wrong and they're supporting blindly?
Do you use memes as comments?
Do I use actual words? I just type it out and I
don't know, man. I've started to become a fan of the meme comment. Like I had a whole thread on it the other day, and it was like hilarious. But no, I appreciate it though. In all seriousness, I know a lot of the story that Derek was just about to bring up about the the retired cop that shared this story that we were talking about. He mentioned to me that he was getting a lot of feedback from like cops and police apologetics that are like negative. You know, they can get pretty nasty, and so that seems to be the majority of the comments. Sadly, I guess more people are like, "Oh, you hate the police," or "You only did this because you got arrested," or "Cops have a hard job." And so it's nice if there's someone out there who combats that with sound logic and reason. So thanks.
Right. I mean, I put links up when I say it to reply to their comments. It's not just like, just like bashing on them, just like what I think about it. Say it with some proof and links to them so they could check them out themselves. And then they usually just delete their comments and leave.
Well, that's what I told folks too. Like I've been meeting folks. I've been traveling around, and here in Cleveland, I'm down at the Horseshoe Casino from time to time, and the folks that I engage there at the poker table are like, "Not all cops are bad," or da 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 da. I'm like, I've heard all these arguments, 1,000 times over, and I'm not really in like cop blocking mode when I'm sitting there. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, most of the times I do sit there and talk about it, but sometimes I just want to be sure of them, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't you go read CopBlock for 6 months? Here's my email, and then talk to me about how it's not, as big a problem as I think it is. And if that's the case, so be it."
Cleveland's got a lot of cop suckers around here.
Oh yeah, man, I've seen a lot of stories coming out of Ohio. That's some corrupt stuff up there.
Yeah, and almost every story I put out of Ohio, or somebody puts out of Ohio, there's at least 5 people in there that are trying to say, "Oh, it's bullshit" or something.
Right, like let us see the whole story. I mean, it doesn't matter, man. Once the cop gets physical, I mean, video shows just like the physical part of it. 5 of them against 1 person or any of that stuff, that's just way too much. Uncalled for. They got tasers. I mean, in Germany and Europe, they're using like, there was that one story where the guy shot a mental dude in his leg, and they just arrested him. Here, they just shoot him. They get paid leave and stuff like that.
Right? Paid leave is the biggest joke.
It is. Internal investigation is another joke.
Yeah, we found out today that the I don't know if we just spilled this actually.
Either.
Well, we found out today that the 2 officers in Cleveland that were responsible for shooting Tamir Rice are working in the gym at the Justice Center, in the police gym down there. So they're still on the job, but they've been given, like light desk duty type stuff.
Still getting paid.
Yes.
Hey, do you guys have any information on like I think it's the Ohio one where they have the CIA base type police interrogation office?
We just talked about this before
Chicago.
You called in, yeah.
Chicago.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I just saw your post. That's why I called, and I think I texted. I called your phone first.
You have to excuse me. I've been sick.
Yeah, it's going around.
Yep. The whole house, except for this guy.
Grilling out in the middle of freaking winter.
That had nothing to do with it, I swear.
So, what are we gonna do? Johnny Hammersticks wants a shirt at Damo.
I go wear it all day, every day here.
I say give him a shirt.
Yeah, give him a shirt.
All right, the shirt is.
Message me.
and film the police. So, Johnny Hammersticks, I hope you will film the police when you wear the shirt.
Keep calm.
Next time you call in, you better have a video or some kind of story or something.
Yeah, I want a video.
I'll take that.
All right. Just give me your address in the Skype chat. You've already got my address here. It's CopBlockRadio. So we'll stay connected that way. Thanks so much for calling in.
All right, cool. Thank you, man.
Peace.
It just size, the shirt size, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll get all that info from
We got it. That's the other contingency. If you need like a 4X or a 3X or something, you might be out of luck.
Yeah, don't be huge.
Or really small.
Or too small. Don't be too big or too small. Hey, speaking of
we need a woman. We got a lot of women shirts. We need a woman.
Well,
don't we all? Hey now.
Next caller is Giovanni Hernandez. He has some info he wants to drop on us. What's going on, Giovanni?
He wants a shirt.
I'm Mike.
Hola. You sound good. We hear you.
Alright. I just saw you guys were live, so I just wanted to hear what you guys were talking about. So let me go back a bit.
Here what we're talking about is you called in last week, right? You're the cop blocker from Utah who is young and wants to run as a politician. And at Damo, I was like, no, don't do this. This is a bad idea. Don't be a politician. They suck. We'll tell them why when we come back. We're taking a quick break. 413-418-COPS.
Cops!
That is the number you can dial to connect with us.
Bad boys.
Skype us, CopBlockRadio. Want to hear from you. And when we come back, I'm going to get to this story about a cop who broke the thin blue line and faced the consequences.
Shiny badges on your jacket. Shiny badges.
Yay, shiny badges. So, yeah, Giovanni, you want to get caught up? Call us back? Or you want to stay connected? We've got a 4-minute break.
I'll just stay connected. I just want to share some pictures, some propaganda I made.
Okay, you should please send that to, let's see, what's the email address?
I actually commented.
Send it to an email address or send it to one of our Facebook, because the way Skype is connected, you are audio only at the moment. I know that you're using video right now, but I cannot share the video that you're sharing with me.
All right. I only did that so you guys knew I was real.
I know you're real. You called in last week. Thank you.
I am not a robot.
You're not a Fortran guy?
That was hilarious. You heard about that, Ademo?
What?
He heard about it. He didn't. Probably didn't explain it right though.
We had 4chan taken over CopBlockRadio for a little while. They
keep calling him Fortran.
Yeah. Fortran is a programming language, isn't it? 4chan is a website.
You know how old I am. That's what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, they were calling in like every 5 seconds on Skype, on our phone line, and it was
the whole chat room was like totally just gibberish. Just
it was crazy.
Scrolling. You couldn't even get a word in edgewise on there.
Yeah, and then suddenly it just died, and it was like, all right.
Probably because you ignored them.
Huh?
Probably because you ignored them. That's the thing. They want attention. They're trolls.
Like, it's not like this show. I mean, yeah, it's nice to get calls, but it's not like it relies on callers. Like, I've got plenty of stories to talk about. So if we have to shut the phone lines down, the show goes on. It's not a big deal. I think they were trying to ruin it, but they failed. Anyway, not a big deal. I would like to even talk with some of them. Like, I tried to have a conversation with some, and they seem all right. So let me get the information from John Hammersticks while we're still on this break. I'm going to play some ads for you, Giovanni, and when we come back, do you have a story for us, or you just wanted to say hi?
I have a story for you guys, but let me get my stuff ready. So
okay, cool.
I'll hang up and call you guys later.
Okay. Peace.
$25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Imagine someone in your community
shiny badges,
hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't.
Badges in your nursery.
Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
I'm gonna put the. I'll be right back.
You guys don't have a Twitter.
It's all about, but it's an effort to move 20,000 people.
Oh, okay, just nobody else.
Demonstrating to the entire country.
Yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market, making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest.
I mean, I have one for Cleveland. I don't use it.
It's only getting bigger.
That's something to get
tagged in this.
I absolutely believe
They're trying to get a kid to use it for me, and he doesn't
managing to do though is to
do it.
Put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at LRN.
Click.
My favorite intro song.
Yeah, this is CopBlock Radio, and you can call in 413-418-COPS. We're all wearing our Shiny Badges gear. We got our CopBlock.org/store gear on. I'm sporting the classic hoodie. Dio's got the Keep Calm and Record Cops and Film the Police. What's it say? Yeah, Film the Police. He's got a shiny badge on, and Damo wearing the classic "Who Owns You" shirt.
Who owns you? And these hats, these are coming back.
Really? The classic style, or are they different?
The fitted style like this, and a new banded one, so you can get best of both worlds. And right now, the CopBlock store is functional. It is having a little glitch with the Add to Cart button, and if that's the case, you can always message us through the site, and we can make your order, or just try again. And within the next couple of days, that problem will be hashed out. And next week, we're heading up to New Hampshire to visit you and pick up the gear, so it'll all be shipping out then.
Worms. Hey, what's this story about? This cop who broke the thin blue line. You hear about this occasionally, like when a cop either tells the truth about an officer who overstepped his authority. I mean, that's what the thin blue line is, right? So when a cop does something wrong, the other cops are supposed to be quiet about it. They're not supposed to say anything to their superiors. And if they do, that's called breaking the thin blue line. So somebody did that? Is that what happened?
Well, essentially, the guy Joseph, who's writing these blogs, was a police officer for at least 10 years. Now, he sent me a link to his website, which is hung by the thin blue line, and he just started it. And he seemed to have been a cop for at least over 10 years. He only has 3 or 4 posts up. And so I published his first one today. His other one comes out in a few days. And I emailed him to see if he wanted to, continue blogging at CopBlock. And we're conversating about that because, it's one thing or another anyways. And hopefully that works out. But the story that...
want to blog at CopBlock, do they do that through CopBlock.org/submit?
That's how we started our conversation, but I'd like him to, be able to write the post on the back end and, save them as pending to be published. Which can happen to anybody who wants to submit content on a regular basis. Just, hit us up through the CopBlock.org/submit tab, and, if we see you in there every now and then or regularly, we'll hit you up. And that's how most people become contributors to CopBlock.org.
Pretty much.
So this guy, Joseph, though, he sends in, and so he was a cop for 10 years. During his time, there were certain stories that would happen, and one of them is that he titles this Meet Teely Heath. And he tells a story of this officer that he has to work with who is, it seems to be a racist, a hothead, very aggressive. At one point, he puts his firearm in this guy's mouth, and another officer has to pull him off of him. And so it seems that he has some very interesting stories. And from what I've gathered in our small back and forth via emails the last few days, is that essentially this officer spoke out against some actions, either of the officer he's talking about in this post or a group of them, and lost his job for it.
Not very surprising. That is, of course, what we would all expect to happen, right?
That's
right.
what happens to the good.
He explains it.
Good cop.
Yep, and he explains it that he had to spend years just to like kind of clear his name from what they had done to him, and like get some of his benefits back from when he was like, because when an officer has like a shooting with a suspect, whether it was like not justified or they go on the paid administrative leave, but when a cop starts spouting accusations about another cop, well then you lose your paycheck, you lose your benefits, you lose the perks, you're no longer in the club, you got to go, and that seems to be the case here. So hopefully Joseph will continue, if not blogging at CopBlock at his own site, but I feel that he may have some hesitations about putting these things out there publicly because of it's clear that they've as most people would say that experience the state at a high level of interaction, they've left their mark per se, and that's probably even true in my sense. So it's probably takes him a little. To me, you and I are at the points where these days, let's just be transparent and public about everything. Let's film it all. Let's ask these questions. But this guy who was railroaded for a dozen years, might be a little less hesitant, not knowing, the network or support that being public could provide you.
I find it quite interesting too. This guy, he describes in the story and the officer he's talking about he sounds like like a chicken hawk. This guy is he sounds like he's bored on a midnight shift, and he just goes around initiating contact with people just to have something to do. And to me, that's part of where the problem lies with the police, is that they have officers like that. They have guys that get so gung-ho and so in this cowboy mentality to just want to destroy everything in their path, and of course, how's the saying go? If all you got is a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail, right? That's the same kind of case, really. And with all these officers, especially the ones that are on the boring shifts and doing the boring jobs, how much shit are they creating just to have something to do?
I want to go to a next caller. Giovanni is back from Utah. Go ahead, Giovanni.
So how's everyone tonight? I think I'm good.
We're good.
Well, you guys good?
Yeah, aside from being sick.
Oh, that sucks. Is it the flu?
Yeah, the light one, yeah.
It's the cop flu. He hasn't been around cops long enough that he's starting to get sick, so we better take him out cop blocking.
I haven't been able to film any cops in a couple of days, man, and I'm starting to get a little nervous and stuff, man. Did I miss the 5 o'clock free cop filming giveaway?
So what's on your mind tonight, caller?
There's a vaccination for the cop flu. Called Revolution.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about last week. I find this a little concerning.
It's
but
okay.
Go ahead and share your ideas with Ademo, because he hasn't heard them before.
The same ones as last week?
Well, just whatever you got to say tonight. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna put on when there's lots of people that have been killed by cops. I don't get how people always find a way to classify them as thugs or make them or give them a reason why they deserve to die. Do you guys know why?
What? What are you?
Whoa. Yeah. Who? What?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Okay. when people die on the hands of police, who is the idiot who always comes up with a way to show that person's a thug or to make people believe he deserved to die?
Police apologetics?
I think maybe the answer you're looking for is the media.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't get it because, I mean, I bet you there's lots of us who are law-abiding citizens, and I'm just wondering if I ever get killed by a cop, what will people say about me to make it seem like I was...
They would definitely pull something up on you, and I hear you. Like, I was just telling folks about the story I recently blogged about where this guy was on a furlough from jail, and he was in jail for possessing guns and possibly, like, being an accessory to a murder, but even if those things are true and that, like, the system didn't put him into those predicaments to begin with, you know, like, accessory to murder, drug war, violence, somebody ripped him off for a bunch of money and he went to go get it back, and, like, is that the accessory to murder? I don't know. But even still, no matter what the past was, the guy didn't deserve to be shot for dropping a gun on the ground in front of some cops. And whether or not he, like, I don't think he made a motion towards the gun, but even if he did, you know, 2 cops behind cars, like, you know, like, you don't have to shoot him to kill immediately. If anything, take cover, secure your position, and see if he's going to shoot at you. Maybe he runs off, and who cares? Like, you could follow him, or, you know what I mean? Cops have plenty of tools. But, yeah, instead, everyone just said, like, oh, this guy was already an inmate. He already has been involved in violent crimes before, and he dropped a gun on the ground. So, yeah, this case, the cops get to be enforcer, executioner, you know, the whole shit and caboodle.
Like, I just don't get how they can be so heartless. Like, do you?
I don't, but...
that's why I don't do that job.
Well, I think he means how people can say that. Like, well, it was just a...
I don't
prisoner,
think that way, so.
One less inmate to feed, you know. So, like, yeah, I hear you. It's sad, and that's why I just think we got to keep sharing the stories and, you know, utilizing the means like the internet that we can to, you know, call it what it is. I ended a blog today. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck, and so that's what we should say. You know, like, hey man, it's still a life, even if 5 years before, or a week before, or 10 minutes before. Mike Brown robbed a liquor store or gas station. That doesn't mean that that cop gets the right to shoot him in the streets. You know, he is not the shield and the sword. They're not the judge, jury, and executioner.
But so it's also always, you know, hands across America for the cop when he shoots somebody too. You know, it's like everybody's trying to find an excuse as to why he should have been able to do that. You know, I mean, like, it all sounds like excuses to me. I mean, every time I hear it, it's like
this is what Derek tells you how much cops are heroes.
Same thing over and over and over again. I've gotten tired of stopping. You know, like I call a spade a spade. I don't screw around with that kind of shit anymore. You know, it's like if I see something, I say, hey, what the hell's going on over here?
He's part of See Something, Say Something.
Yeah. What I think is funny is that when cops kill a grown adult, like, cop apologists, like, they waste no time to go and defend them. But when it's like a pet or a child or a disabled man, like, you never see them. Like, where are they at?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question, I guess.
Eating donuts, maybe. I don't know.
Where's anybody? Why isn't everybody in the streets, like, furious that the cops, like, do the things that they do? You know, I don't know.
Hey, we're on a commercial break at the moment. We led out with, like, a perfect question. You guys were asking about, like, why do people defend the police? And, like, it ended right there. It was perfect. So we just transitioned to a break. I cut the commercials for us so that it's not in our ears. But we did get a cool question from the chat room that I'd like to come back with. DC Shinobi asks, there must be some way for civilians to protect themselves from loopholes cops use to make money from you, including shit like legally driving across an intersection on yellow but still getting pulled over and ticketed for running red.
Oh, yeah.
I've had that happen to me.
I've had it happen to me where I was able to time it and had the goddamn green and still got pulled over for going too early.
There definitely is a way to do this, and I know all about it.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Well, Let's hear it. When we come back, we got a 6-minute break. You want to stay on, Giovanni?
Yeah, I'll stay on.
You got more you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
getting
cool.
my paper ready.
I'm gonna open up the phone line. If we get a phone call, I'm gonna add them too. Like I shut down the phone line for a little bit. Forgot to bring it back.
We on break?
Yes. So you got them or whatever you want to do.
6 minutes, I think you said.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes left.
All right.
Here, let's hear this voicemail somebody just left.
I hate you guys. I'm a cop. My dad's a cop.
Yes, I was just calling about the keep calm and film the police shirt.
I want a shirt.
All right.
Wait, who was that?
Area code 501. I don't know who it was.
Oh.
What else we got? Yeah, all right. We got one from 707.
Well, I don't know if this is CopBlock or what, but I was just calling because I saw the post that said you guys are doing a live broadcast or whatever. I wanted to see what it was all about. I don't know. You can call me back.
Then he gives his number, so I won't play that over the air. But that's cool. Getting some live feedback. That's good. I should have left the phones on. It's annoying because there's no way with Google Hangouts that you can just stop someone like once you're on the phone with them. Hey, I'm gonna put you on pause for a little bit, Giovanni, and play some ads. Got to take a quick break, refill my water bottle and stuff.
Obama said in his veto message, the bill attempts to circumvent long-standing and proven processes for determining whether or not building and operating cross-border pipelines serves the national interest, adding, because this act of Congress conflicts with established executive branch procedures and cuts short through consideration of issues that could bear on our national interest, including our security, safety, and environment, it has earned my veto. The project, had the bill been signed by Obama, would have cost $8 billion. Supporters said it would have created jobs in the United States and reduced the country's dependency on foreign oil. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a Los Angeles-bound commuter train slammed into a tractor-trailer truck apparently stuck on the tracks in a Southern California city before dawn on Tuesday, injuring 50 people in a fiery crash, 4 of them critically. The truck driver, who was not hurt, left the scene of the destruction on foot and was found walking and talking on a cell phone in some sort of distress more than a mile and a half away. Assistant Police Chief Jason Benitez said Jose Alejandro Sanchez Ramirez was taken into custody.
Yo, Adema, how you doing?
Word, good.
Worms. Are we going to get to any of my cool videos? We got this gag video of a guy in a sheriff's car. Have you seen this yet?
No, send me the link.
No, I'm just going to play it for you live.
Word.
Worms.
Can you let me out, please? Hello? Sir, can you let me out here? My mom's going to kill me, and they caught me gambling with fake ID, and I got it in. My mom's just gonna kill me if I go to jail.
Oh man, you scared? You gonna cry, God? Yeah, your mom gonna pick your ass. You in trouble.
They went inside. They're not gonna be out for a while. If you just open wherever.
Where you running?
That way.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I opened this like 5 seconds ago.
Nigga got it bad cause I'm brown. And not the other.
100%.
Yeah, is that guy not awesome or what?
Is he the only guy that let him out?
I don't know. It's just a 50-second video. I thought it was pretty awesome. I wanted to share that with the audience, but I didn't think it would go over very well for audio only. So, you know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea to wear like an orange jumpsuit. Be like, hey, can Give me your jacket.
Hide me, man. You gotta hide me.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Anyway, I just thought it was a cool video, cool idea. I don't know if it would work for audio, but I figure we can show it during the break. So we got that and some other video stuff that I want to share, like cops harassing people. But we're coming back in 10.
Hit by calls.
News Network.
Yeah, motherfuckers. This radio. We're live. It's Wednesday, February 25th, 2015. You can dial in. You might win a shirt. 413-418-COPS or Skype, CopBlockRadio. I have the phone line back open. I turned it down when we had our previous caller, Michael Freeman, on the show. And right now we do have Giovanni Hernandez back on the line. Sounds like we're getting a phone call.
Who's that?
It is David. I don't know if he wants me to give his last name, but it appeared. I guess because he's got a Google Voice number connected, and he's calling us on a Google Voice. Once we get connected, we will put him on as well. But I was just sharing with Ademo a video that was sort of experimental. A guy who's in the back of a police car, and this is a total gag, but you know he appears to be handcuffed and he's got the window rolled down. He's like, "Hey man, hey," you know, like trying to get attention from people on the street, trying to see if someone will open the door for him. And he says, "What was the victimless crime that he said? Like he was caught gambling underage or something?" Ademo, you remember what it was? Like fake ID or something.
Yeah, he said that like I called this fake ID and that he didn't really want to go to jail, or no, like, he'd get in a lot of trouble if he went to jail.
My mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah, exactly. He makes this sob story here, and then guy lets him go. Guy like opens up the door. He's like, "Where are you gonna run to?"
That way.
Which way are you gonna run?
Yep, and he's out. Boom. And
your mom's gonna whip your ass, boy.
All that person would have to say to me was, "Will you open the door?" Yes.
Yes, I will. So
right. Like, I would already assume that if the cops aren't hovering over him, he didn't do anything worth watching him to begin with, so he's free to go.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just what I would assume. I'd be like, this guy can go. He can go fast.
Cops aren't watching. You're free to go. All right, area code 425. You are on CopBlock Radio.
Hey, guys, what's up?
You are.
Good. Happening? Late. I'm tired.
Good.
Tell us these stories.
Yeah, tell us a story.
Well, I can tell you guys a story of what I'm doing right now.
I hope the cops are there.
If it is, I don't know. If
just
there's
kidding,
a
I
rubber
hope they're
doll
not
involved, no.
Well, what's going on?
Oh, and he hung up. I guess he's not that
I
interested.
guess there was a rubber doll involved.
Yeah, there might have been. Anyway, so I want to turn attention to a cop video that we've got. This is crazy. Did you guys hear about the cop who was pushing around a homeless man, some elderly guy who was just trying to use a bathroom?
Yeah, in Florida, Broward County, I believe.
Exactly. You know, it's a Florida cop. I want to know, like, who are some of the worst cops in the country? This video is too loud.
The ones who kill dogs, that's what.
The ones that kill dogs are pretty bad. We got Giovanni joining us, sharing that. And so this is another vertical video. Oh, boom! Cop just goes up behind a guy and pushes him. It's crazy.
Please end with the freaking vertical videos.
Yeah, he'll get it. The important thing is that he filmed that. I mean, did you see? He almost missed it. Here's the guy.
Oh,
he just
I'm
pushed
glad he got it, but you know we've been saying that for many, many weeks now.
Not everyone's gonna listen to us. But anyway, yeah, this is the video, and he pushes him over. Obviously, you can see that's crazy. He's trying to. Oh, now get up.
Right.
Thug this guy is.
Do what I say right
Get
now.
up so I can push you to the ground again.
Yeah, like right. Are you gonna get up after some guy just pushes you to the ground? Damn!
Oh!
Heard that?
Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
So okay, so this guy's trying to do what he's telling him to.
Don't fucking touch me, but I can touch you all I want.
All right, I can't watch more of this. This is
I'm
horrible.
gonna fucking manhandle the shit out of you, but don't touch me.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So initial reactions, guys. I mean, have you seen this video before?
Yeah, Yeah, I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I blogged about it on CopBlock, but yeah, it was pretty disturbing to watch. It was.
Well, here's something positive. Fort Lauderdale cop suspended after video shows him slapping homeless man. This story from MiamiHerald.com. That cop got what's coming to him.
Tell me, CopBlock ain't working.
I mean, it was all thanks to video.
Yep.
It was. Here it is, right in the headline. After video shows him slapping a homeless man. We've been hearing these stories for decades. Oh, the cops were aggressive to this guy. He couldn't fight for himself. He's just a homeless man, you know, oh, he's underprivileged or whatever. Now it's not he said, she said. It's here. You can watch it for yourself. It's on video. Hey, area code 205, do you have some thoughts you'd like to share tonight with CopBlock Radio?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this is David.
Hey, David, welcome.
Hey, man, guys, you guys got a great show. Hey, I too noticed. I watched the video. I watched a lot of the videos. The gentleman up in Madison, Alabama, not too far from where we live, that got pushed down and put into the hospital. And then with this video, we see all the videos, and I agree the video makes the difference. But I'll tell you, I think something else that makes a difference is us taking the time out to locate these numbers to these departments and calling these lieutenants and calling these deputies and sergeants and letting them know how we feel about the actions of their officers and deputies.
You really think so? You think calling them makes a difference? Why?
I honestly do, because they have to return the calls. They have to speak to the public.
Says who?
And you know, it puts a negative light on their whole department, and of course they probably get 100 to 200 phone calls coming in.
I bet you shit like that is what gives you this quick action on things like this, like that. You know.
I don't mean to be negative.
And I would love to have a shirt too, guys. How can I go back and get a T-shirt?
Oh, David's got. Oh,
I'll pay for it.
Started with something nice, and then he asked for a shirt. I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
David?
I'll pay for it. I mean, I don't have a problem with buying it.
We're doing giveaways. What size are
Well,
you?
we're doing the giveaways with the Keep Calm shirts, and if you want to head over to copblock.org/store, you can check out the gear we have there. Again, there might be a small glitch with the Add to Cart feature, but you can visit it again within a day or so, and it should be cleared up. But I want to answer the question, and then we can talk about T-shirts. You know, I kind of agree with you guys about, you know, calling them. And so as I've been getting back more into blogging and going through submissions, I actually have been making a document of police departments I do want to call, and I want to make videos of while I call these folks. I do feel that it's important to maybe A, humanize the police to other folks, and then B, you know, if every day somebody told a police officer that they were that they're unhappy with some of their actions, I think officers would hear it multiple times a day, and that would make them think about some of the things they're doing. Now, whether they quit their jobs, change the things they do, then so be it. But I also agree with Derek that you would, you know, find people that like don't care, they're just doing their jobs, they're, you know, immune to it, I guess, to a point, or they really don't care what you think.
Desensitized.
But I think as an overall tactic, and at the phase that we're at today, it's worth it, and especially if you're going to record it and put it on the internet.
It depends what you do with it. You could be making yourself a target. If you're not recording it and producing some video with it, making it public, then you might just be giving them your phone number that they can trace back and then say, I don't know, did this person record me? Maybe I'm going to start following them. You could be making yourself a target for the local police, as we've had from previous callers.
Give me an idea.
Yeah. As a liberty activist, then I mean, if you're not a target, then you're not really getting out and doing your part too. Actually, you know, it's all about peaceful resistance in this battle that we're in to restore our Constitution. And if you're not getting out there and kind of stirring things up, then I don't feel like you're really doing your job anyway. Those that are hiding behind their names and behind computers aren't doing us a lot of good. We've got to get out there and let these people know that we don't like what they're doing. We don't approve of their actions. You don't just slap men because you got a badge on. That's not how we act in a civilized society, and we're not going to stand for it.
I think Derek just gave me an idea for our next contest. I think maybe we should have, like, you know, make some videos of yourself calling the police stations that you want to be calling and stuff like that. Show us what you got. I want to show me some Jerky Boy stuff, you know?
Well, I mean, I take the time every time I see, and I have called when I see an officer do something good for somebody too. Now it's not just, I mean, I'm a member of Oath Keepers, and there's a lot of men and women that are active duty, and a lot of cops that are members of Oath Keeper as well, and you don't want to alienate those guys. You want to bring attention to the good ones, but also
In early 2015 of
the
running
ones
the
that
infamous Silk
they're doing unspeakable acts, and that's what we try to do.
Yes, thank you so much for the call, David. I just had to quick
Thank you,
talk
guys.
over you for a second because we went to break. So I wanted to plug oathkeepers.org and make sure that the listeners hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you for being an Oath Keeper. I appreciate that. That's fun.
Absolutely.
It's good. More people like you would make the world a better place, in my opinion.
Well, we're about doing the right thing, you know, and that's not just average people. That's the police. That's the fire department. That's everybody has sworn. The military have sworn an oath to the Constitution of the United States, and we have a job to do, and that's hold people accountable to their oaths. Period.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the call tonight, David.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a great show.
But hey, while we've got you on the line, are you able to send me an email, a message on Facebook, or something to indicate your address and shirt size?
Sure, absolutely. Let me grab a pen and I'll jot down an email real quick. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, very good.
I'm ready. What you got?
The email address is CopBlockRadio@gmail.com.
Radio show at Gmail, all lowercase.
Yeah.
All right, I got it, man. Thank you so much, guys. You got a great show. Keep up the good work. We're all in this together.
Thank you, David.
All right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Worms. All right. What was the correct email address? Yeah, it appears.
The other guy on the line too?
Eh?
Say we still got the other guy on the line too?
Yeah, we still got Giovanni. Giovanni's here.
Okay.
He's just hanging out. He's like a new co-host. We got Giovanni, the co-host from Utah. We're coast to coast now. And I think I liked the right Facebook page after you called in last week. It's, what is it, Salt Lake City CopBlock?
Utah CopBlock.
Utah CopBlock. You're all of Utah.
Yeah.
And do you know the people from Salt Lake City CopBlock? Mike Smith, Mr. Mike Smith?
No.
Maybe you want to connect with him.
I didn't know there was a Salt Lake City CopBlock, but let me look it up.
I know he's in Utah. Whoever that Mr. Mike Smith is, he's the guy that goes around. He wears a pig costume. He's got the uniform. He's got a uniform on his body, and then he's got a head where like it's like this, like the pig head is on top, but he's got a circle with his face like this.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think we had a Mr. Mike Smith message me on Skype tonight.
Oh yeah.
To check to see. We got Corey Watkins, yes. Know Your Rights, Jason Holmes, all these great people. Cool. I gotta watch the clock. We're coming back in 40 seconds.
Right on.
Word up.
And it looks like you sent me a link to Counter Current News. Police killing of unarmed Native Americans continues to receive little media attention. I will put that on screen when we come back. Do you have that story ready to report, Mr. Giovanni?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you like to go by? I don't really know. Some people don't use their full names. They use like a screen name or something.
Geo.
Yeah, Geo is usually short for
Geo.
Geo.
A lot of O's.
Geo.
Dio, Demo.
Promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
There's also a big one there, too.
CopBlock Radio is live and giving away stuff. You can do that. You can get some free stuff by Skyping us at CopBlockRadio. We want to hear from you. We've got a story from a Skype caller on the line, new co-hosts, at least for this evening, Gio from Utah CopBlock. And he's got a story for us about, what is it? Police killing of unarmed Native American citizens continues to receive little media attention. But you're changing that because we're giving it some media attention tonight.
Yes. I mean, I bet you standing right next to me, smiling, knowing that there's someone who wants justice for him. You guys agree?
Who?
Native American. Corey.
Oh, okay. Corey Kanush is his name. He's age 35 and has received little media attention in spite of the growing outrage over police shootings of unarmed, innocent citizens. So tell me a little bit about Corey. What do we know about him?
Well, what we basically know about him, he's just he lived down south in Utah, and he was a Paiute Native American. And he was driving with his friend. His friend was kind of intoxicated. And I don't know, some cops decided to go after them, and the driver got scared, and they just ran off to some canyon. And the driver, he just left his friend behind, Corey, just left Corey behind. He ran, and he said that all he heard later was 2 gunshots. They say that supposedly Corey had some charges, but later he was proven innocent, but the cops were not charged, and that's what outrages me.
Did they say why they shot him at all, or like, I mean, like even their lies or their BS? Like,
I haven't heard what they said, but supposedly he attacked them.
Of course, right?
And they always smell marijuana every time they pull you over, too.
Yeah, they feared for their lives, and they had to kill him because their life was worth more than his. Being sarcastic right now.
Of course.
I couldn't tell. You got such a poker face, Gio.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for the call, Gio. I'm going to let you go, but thank you so much for reporting this very important story. Rock on and call in anytime. We go now to the phones, where area code 929 is calling in. Although, I don't know why. It's not connecting immediately. Sometimes we have some trouble there. So I'll go to a video. We've got a special video. We already showed the Fort Lauderdale cop slapping a man around. Fortunately, there was some justice thanks to that video. But here's a new one of an old man tasered with his hands in the air. I love and hate these videos.
Video out of Florida shows police tasering an elderly man.
And you'll see why.
Despite the fact that his hands are up and he appears to be offering no resistance.
The police, I'm sure, here are heavy-handed.
I can hear people yelling. What's that?
Yeah. They're trying to get these people out of this car here, sweetie. I don't know why, but it's
Watch this. East State America.
This is how the police operate.
Well, good on this woman for recording and explaining to her young child about what's going on
He's
here.
just an old man.
He's an old man. That poor old man.
They're gonna get in. They tasered him.
Wow.
He's alive?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And look, wide-angle video, too.
Oh, God, he's all limp.
Yeah, she's doing it right. We credit where credit's due.
Yep.
She's recording sideways, which is the correct way to record
Don't
video.
get harassed because I'm recording it.
Yeah, maybe, David. Can you put it away?
No.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay, so did you just hear that? I want to pause.
She saw that cop in the reflective vest, like, look right at her. Okay, let's put this away now.
It was this guy David, apparently. Some man was filming, and he said, "I'm gonna get harassed for video recording," and the wife was like, "Well, David, just put it away," and he's like, "Nope."
Hell no.
Back to the video.
So everyone just wanted to watch this?
Yeah.
Can't we just go, folks?
The man's age is especially concerning, given the elderly are at high risk of suffering cardiac arrest and death from being tased. Despite being referred to as a non-lethal weapon, There have been at least 634 taser-related deaths in the United States since 2001.
Right.
Critics to a certain
guys in the background.
dangerous form of pain compliance that is being overused by police officers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Paul Joseph Watson for Infowars.com.
She said, can we just go? This is too much reality for me. I don't want to see this. This is going to shatter my image of what's real.
Well, it's just like standard. You know, everyone wants to be happy and safe and feel comfortable. And when you see stuff like this happening around you, sometimes the normal reaction is like, let's just keep our heads in the sand. Let's not look. Let's just keep going. Fortunately, there are enough of us brave people who are like, no, I'm going to take the risk of being harassed by police for video recording, and I'm going to get an objective record of what's happening here because I'm not going to stand for it. It's a bunch of crap.
Bring it on, bitch.
I agree.
Anyway, video. Like in the previous one, it's going to change this. We've got a caller from the 808. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, what's going on? This is Straight Razor out of Texas.
Hey,
Straight Razor.
Oh Lord, here we go.
What's shaking, man?
I was calling in about about the use of tools that are on our belts. For instance, the taser. First of all, that sounded like a completely inappropriate use of it. And in the previous video, just by the audible slap that I could hear, I knew that the officer used way too much force. But I think that the departments aren't doing a very good job either of drawing clear lines of what to use and when to use it. Obviously, for this gentleman, I don't know what he did to get such a pension, but obviously there were better ways to handle that than tasering the gentleman. It sounded like something that they could have handled with just a little bit of conversation. So
he just didn't say how high when the cop said jump. That's all. That's all it took for him to get tased.
Straight Razor, I have a new idea for a show idea for you. It's going to make $1 million. It's a knockoff of Dog the Bounty Hunter, but it's Straight Razor the Cop Arrester. And you go and arrest these bad cops all over the country. What do you think? You going to do it?
I'll film that shit.
That's a tough one because here's the reason, because I remember this from, what was it, like 2 shows ago. Someone said, well, why don't you just arrest the bad cops?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is bad cops are desperate, which makes it very dangerous for good cops to try to arrest them because bad cops are not afraid to lie.
Well, you wouldn't want to put yourself in danger or anything.
So, well, yeah, but the problem is when you have 2 men with guns coming together and one's willing to say that, well, Straight Razor attacked me and I had to shoot him.
You just say you felt free for your life and shoot him?
Not a very good use of mine.
I'll let you come back if you can hold the line. There was a brave man who once said, you can't stop a good man in the right who keeps on coming. This is CopBlock Radio. You can call in 413-418-COPS. Sorry about that, Straight Razor. I didn't mean to drop some John Wayne on you, brother.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's just it's an edgy situation when you have 2 police officers going against each other. Generally, I would rather collect as much information on that individual as I could, and then whenever it's time to lay the hammer down, I can really lay it down and lay it down thick to where there's no way in the world that they can get out of it.
How's Dog the Bounty
Razor laying the smacketh down?
How's Dog the Bounty Hunter doing it? He doesn't use guns. He goes up against some pretty dangerous criminals.
Get paintballs and all kinds of shit.
Honestly, I'm kind of amazed that Dog the Bounty Hunter has made it for so long, but that's probably because he's in Hawaii.
He's got a protective shield. His
may as well be Soviet Russia.
Yeah.
Because I lived out there for a while. It was absolutely horrible. But gun rights are few and far in between there.
Well, I sort of derailed your topic of conversation. Do you have a special topic you wanted to share tonight?
It's just difficult to express how. See, the problem is officers are going straight to too much force with individuals. So there needs to be better lines as far as what to use.
I got a video.
instance,
When we come back, I've got a video that I want to share with you of a cop pulling a rifle on some protesters. I don't know if you've seen it already, but he says, I want you to cut the constitutional bullshit, and I want to see what you would do if you were confronted with this officer, or if you were present, or what you think should be done, because, you know, you've got a perspective that no one else here has, so it would be great to hear your perspective. We're coming back in 2 minutes. You able to do that? I know you sometimes you work the shift tonight.
I don't see why not. We can do that. I wish I had my computer up so I could look it up, but
sorry. You work
I didn't really catch you guys in between, so.
You'll be able to hear it okay. The audio's pretty good. Are you working tonight? You working a shift?
We'll be later on tonight. So
right.
I'm going on at around 1 o'clock. So
watch out, Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Hopefully, I won't have to move anytime soon.
How many arrests have you made?
Pretty good department out here. So.
How many arrests have you made in the last week?
In the last week, I haven't made any arrests in the last week. Had quite a few possessions just on a standard stop, but that's not something I generally go after. I mean, if you've got like 6 pounds of heroin, that may be a different story. If you're sitting out at the playground.
Heroin? What? What's the matter?
If you're sitting out at the playground during the middle of the day.
Who does heroin at a playground?
Did I miss the 5:30 free heroin giveaway?
Surprised.
I guess I would.
Surprised.
I lived in the heroin capital of the world, Kensington, Philadelphia. It's a neighborhood of Philadelphia where the streets are littered with needles and junkies. You pass them on every corner, and they've got every single thing you can imagine. And they never hung out at the playground. I'll tell you that. They were on stoops. They were in the street. They were in the subway, but they weren't on playgrounds for some reason. They left those kids alone. Anyway, and I wish the heroin. I wish you could get it out of vending machines, man. So that way people could just know that it was a safe, regular dose, and they would have them outside of middle schools. Not that the middle schools kids would be using them, but they could. I'm just saying.
You gotta have options.
Freedom. That's freedom. You know, the freedom to make bad choices. I'm just sort of pulling your leg here, but
natural selection will take care of it.
We're coming back, and I got to turn the phone line off because I only want to talk to you.
24 hours a day.
Oh, Lord.
We got someone else calling in, but we'll screw them. This is CopBlockRadio, and we're talking to a cop. Yeah, he told me he made 0 arrests this week. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the.
Do my best.
You found a good cop.
I don't have any applause soundtrack. Are you kidding me? I got a Pac-Man dying. We'll go with that. Yeah. All right. Good job, Stray Razor. It's on the line from Texas, and I've got a video I want to share with Straight Razor and get his reaction. It's a cop pulling a rifle on protesters. I can't imagine in any way this could be justified, but let's hear what he thinks. So the video starts out, and I'm going to start like maybe 29 seconds in because it's a little bit shaky and loud. Here we go.
Oh, I should design thing, or we can escalate this another way, all right?
Yeah.
You gonna be cool?
You could escalate this another way.
Look, you can try this constitutional crap all you want, but I got news for you, okay? I'm part of that 3% that you're trying to represent, but you ain't doing nothing. Get up for everybody else right now. You got me? Now, do you have ID on you?
No.
You don't have ID on you. So how am I supposed to know whether or not you're a felon?
You're not supposed to assume that.
You have a right to walk down the streets in the city of Houston with a gun on you, right? Is that right?
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now you're being detained. You're absolutely right. Please don't have this step up. This guy's trying to get him up with their hands. You really want to go this way? Because you're not helping anybody, dude. Believe it or not, I'm on your side on this.
Really? Put the gun down.
Now then, all I'm asking for is some ID while you're walking down my streets with a gun strapped on you.
My streets, I love it.
It's into questioning, and I do not have ID.
You can try all you want with your constitutional bull. All right, but you don't know your rights as well as you think you do.
Listen, Houston, get that constitutional bullshit out of
Because
here.
there's crazy motherfuckers like me on the
Until
street.
you're able to establish your ID to see you that you can.
Straight Razor, this is why you can't wear the same uniform this guy has.
For real.
Do you understand me? Now then, if you would like to continue filming, that's fine, but you will place that on the hood of my car, point it where you want, and you will place your hands behind your back.
And as soon as he does, the other cop turns it away from him.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here. This man is operating under duress. Pretty clearly, he's being held at gunpoint by 2 police officers with rifles. Straight Razor, this is in your area, right? This is Texas, so you have the power to arrest these people, don't you? What's going on? Why are they still walking free?
Okay, so first of all, in the state of Texas, there are only 3 reasons why you would have to ID yourself by state law. 1 is you have witnessed a crime. 2 is going to be if you have committed a crime. And 3 is going to be if you have been involved in an incident. So, you know, you've broken up a fight or whatever, then they're going to want to ID you so that later, if they need testimony, they can locate you. So,
yeah, same.
This gentleman has obviously been stopped illegally, and the first thing that I noticed was that this officer is asking for a confrontation. You can hear it in his voice. You can probably see it in his demeanor. And the first thing that should have happened is when another officer arrived, is that officer should have been immediately removed from the situation.
Yeah, but how are they supposed to know? Aren't they supposed to trust their fellow officer and say he's handling it, whatever he's doing is right, and I just need to assist?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's if an officer is emotional, they need to be removed immediately. Because anger and things like that can seriously jeopardize 1, an investigation, and 2, the safety of everybody else there.
What do you make of his statement about you don't know your rights and don't try this constitutional bullshit?
Well, I think that the gentleman probably should have had a nice pocket constitution with him to hand the officer.
I hope it's bulletproof.
But I love the comment of I'm in the 3% because this gentleman obviously is not. He's not on his side.
I don't know what that means.
Hey guys, that's
just verbal judo, is what we generally are going to call it. And basically, what the officer's trying to do is get him to ID himself, just by trying to find kind of common ground, basically.
It gets worse.
Obviously, by his actions, that's what he was saying is not correct.
It gets worse because, like, as we watch the video, or if you skip forward, because the female officer that's there is going to turn the camera away, so you can't see any action that's happening anyway. But if you advance it up to like the 13-minute mark, you can start to hear. You'll see that the camera is pointed at the cop's seat. It's obviously in the car with the cop and our cameraman. And you can hear, if you listen to it for a few minutes, you will hear the officer on there admit he had no probable cause to stop the guy in the first place.
Should we do that,
Well,
Theo? Should I skip ahead?
Of course not.
13. Go to the 13-minute mark of the video, Derek, and you'll see the camera pointed at the material of the police seat in the cruiser, and you will hear him talking to. I guess he's talking to like the legal department or something to figure out like if he can charge him with anything, and he says, well, because if I can't charge him with anything, then basically I didn't have any problem cause to stop him in the first place, or words to that effect.
It's real hard to hear whatever they're saying over the radio.
Well, that's the person on the phone.
It looks like the video was shot by the group Open Car Texas.
He walks off. I make a quick U-turn right quick, another U-turn to get in front of him. At this point, I said, look, dude, we can play this the easy way or the hard way. I'm actually on your side, yada, yada, yada. He is now officially being detained in order for me to conduct my investigation. I asked him for his name, date of birth, and he has since refused Do I have anything on this gentleman, or should I just cut him loose and let him go? I don't have any. I have not been able to run him to confirm whether or not he is in fact wanted, etc., legally able to carry a firearm. Nothing. He does not have ID on him, no ma'am.
And you don't have anything on him either.
Information.
Right here.
Yes, ma'am. It's like I told him. I said, look, I understand you're out here trying to exercise your Second Amendment rights or whatnot, but the problem is you have no ID. With no ID, I can't verify whether or not, if he's a wanted felon, this changes everything. If he's JQ citizen trying to raise awareness for the Second Amendment, more power to you, dude. But, dude, I got to have something here, a name or date of birth, and he's just not helping me out at all.
So what?
He's not helping me out.
I thought in America the presumption was that you're innocent until proven guilty. So you can't just assume that every person is a felon walking around on the street. You have to actually have some probable cause and say, oh, I saw you walking away from the scene of a crime, or you look like a guy who just robbed the store, then you fit the description.
Unless you're willing to help the cop out, you know, then you can, he'll look at you on a little favorable more light, you know.
Well, another problem here is this is a huge argument that I've had with just about every department that I've been with, is everybody says, now I'm an open carry advocate generally. Obviously, I open carry every day, and I have ever since I was 18. And the problem is that everybody, well, then you're going to have, what if he's a felon? Well, if he's a felon, then he doesn't care about the law, does he? He's probably just going to carry the gun anyway if he's that type of person. So what is having a random arbitrary law going to do to stop criminals?
Of course.
It's going to impede law-abiding citizens.
Of course. That's the whole problem with the gun, the registration lobby and stuff like that, is that fact right there.
So another frustrating thing in Texas, if you are a law enforcement officer, you can open carry at any time in civilian clothes wherever you want, so long as you have a badge displayed.
Interesting. Huh,
so as long as you have your badge on your belt, you can openly carry even if you are not on official department duty and in regular clothing.
Well, it sounds like cops are never really off duty in Texas. Hey, Straight Razor, I want to thank you again for the call, and call in anytime. Love to hear from you. Thanks so much. And I hope you have another arrest-free week.
Me too.
Even a day. And 2 days.
You gonna keep on going back to that, Derek? That video again?
One day at a time, brother. Yeah. Let's. You want to go on with this?
He didn't really get to the point where he said, "I don't have anything. I don't have probable cause to stop him."
Well, why not? You gave me the 13-minute mark. We're at 14:31 now.
Yeah, this whole is part of leading up to it.
25-minute video. How long is this going to be?
Well, when he admits it, it's going to come up in the next.
The money shot is at 24 minutes.
All right, because I got some other videos and show topics here. Let's do this.
I mean, the only thing that I could possibly throw on this dude is failure to ID, but the question then becomes, do I have probable cause enough to detain him in the first place?
No, you don't, asshole.
Yeah. But see, that statement says to me that he fucking knew it.
Yeah, he was playing hardball.
Yeah.
I'm on your side, man.
Yeah. And the money shots at 24.
I did not observe him breaking. He's walking. I didn't see him jaywalk, anything else like that. He's using the sidewalk where sidewalk provided.
He's a law-abiding citizen.
Literally in the parking lot while I'm waiting on my backup to get close. And I mean, I've got a family of 4 that runs up to me and is like, "Oh my God, this guy's got a gun."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're in Texas. People have guns. We love guns." I can't exactly say that.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
No, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's going to... You know, if this guy's in a group with 3 or 4 other people and they're walking down the street, holding up a pig, it's like, I get it, okay? I don't have a problem with this. And it's like I keep trying to tell this dude, I'm on your side on this deal, you know? But at the same time, I've got to know who you are.
Curiosity killed a cat, motherfucker.
Are you getting enough air back there? Roll down or anything.
He wants to try to be friendly.
Do you still breathe?
Yeah.
You alive? Maybe.
And he still won't answer, so it's beautiful.
The problem here is, I'm on hold. She can't hear nothing. All right.
Try to make him feel easy. Okay, you can say what you want now, because they ain't listening.
Does this cop know that?
No.
He does not know that the phone is on, no.
He's wiretapping himself.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Is this the first time you've tried something like this, or what?
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
The DA I'm talking with is asking a head DA what their take is on it.
I'm asking everybody, please let me arrest him. I want to have some fun.
I mean, it's obvious that he created an alarm because we were called.
Yeah,
obviously. Two people literally in the parking lot while I'm sitting here trying to wait for y'all to show up.
He had to break the law because we showed up. Obviously. I mean, is that how it works?
Basically.
A family of 4, and they're looking for the station wagon hatchback thing.
Oh,
whatever.
the family with skirts.
Hey, he's got a gun! He's got a gun! I'm like, Texas, you can do this. But, I mean, yeah, I get it. You know, raise the alarm for concern and all that other crap, but.
Oh, we're back.
Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Final segment of the show. Just minutes remain. If you want one of your keep calm and film the police, you can get a shirt, especially if you're a lady. That would make it easier, because we got some ladies' shirts to give away. The number is 413-418-2677. Spells out COPS. We've also got a Skype line, which is open. You can send a contact request to CopBlockRadio. It will be accepted, and then I will put you on the air just like I'm doing now with this caller. Go ahead, caller on Skype. I'm not sure what your name is, but you can go ahead and share it with us. Caller on Skype going once. Caller on Skype going twice.
Oh, it was probably a girl. She got nervous by Gio's.
You're out of here.
Blue shirt.
Yeah, she's still on. I'll leave her with the open microphone if she ever figures out how to talk to us. She could be on air. So, and I'll open up the phone lines again. We were just listening to some audio from behind the scenes of a police cruiser. This officer is trying to find any way he can possibly get this guy who was carrying a gun under arrest just for doing nothing, just because some cop or some family that was afraid called him over.
Or he would just comply. Like, if you just give me his name or give me something.
He just won't help me out at all.
Let me arrest you, please. And the guy's not giving him anything. So, I don't know. I think that's crazy. You can catch the rest of that audio. It's way too long for us to play on this short last segment. But I do have another interesting video. Did you guys see this over at benswan.com? A local person reported on a New Hampshire man who was arrested at a Selectboard meeting. It's similar to a, whatever you call it, the city council here in Keene or in your town. And this happened on February 3rd, and the clip begins about 10 minutes into the town meeting. So here's what we got. Check this out.
And our rules for public participation is on the back page of the agenda at the table.
Now this guy's taking a seat. He wants to talk to his city council, and there's only, what, 5 people.
I'm going to start my clock here so I don't get shortchanged in my 5 minutes.
Now you're going to see who's really in charge here.
My name is Jeffrey Clay, and I'm from Alton. And every time I show up here, it is with my most fervent hope that I'm going to find that you folks have resigned. but you still continue to show an unwillingness to step up to the plate, take responsibility for your poor actions as selectmen, and resign. I'm asking you to do that now.
Now, he's not raising his voice.
It just takes 2 words. Stand up.
He's totally calm.
Admit, I take responsibility for all my poor decisions, for my poor actions, for the continued violation of the citizens' rights here in Alton.
Point of the... And this is character assassination.
And resign. All you have to do is stand up and say, I resign. That would be a good thing for you to do, to say, I resign. You just stand up and say, I resign.
We have a point of order at this time.
Go get a cop.
It's my understanding.
Have a second on the point
It's my understanding that this board does not pertain to Robert's Rules of Order.
Okay. And you
do not continue.
Do you feel that he's violating the...
So how long do you think it's going to take for a cop to get in
Rules
here?
of Order?
Libelous.
You won't answer the question, right?
So they're making shit up. He's being libelous against us. Arrest him. Get him out of here. We need the cops. So here it comes. Here's the cops. Going to show up and escort this man away.
In favor of closing down public input at this time because of the defamatory statements made by Mr. Clay. Say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Yeah, we all vote this guy to be arrested.
Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Moral uprightness. It is generally a personal choice to uphold oneself to consistently moral and ethical standards. Integrity also demands knowledge and compliance with both the letter and the spirit of the written and unwritten rules. To this end, this board is morally corrupt. It is bankrupt.
He can sit in the audience.
It is without integrity. We citizens pay the price. You want to take your hands off me, please? Take your hands off me, please.
You've been asked to leave.
Take your hands off me, please.
You've been asked
Take
to leave.
your hands off me,
Are you going to
please.
stand up and leave?
We citizens,
do not, I'm going to place you under arrest
we the
for
citizens
disobeying
pay the
direct orders.
price in legal fees
Come on.
for your representation.
Come on.
2 little words. Resign.
Clay, come on.
Am I under arrest?
Come on. You're going to be if you don't listen to me.
Stand up and resign now. Alton deserves better. Audacity is defined as boldness and daring, especially with confident, arrogant disregard for laws and rules and policies.
Clay, you've been warned the 3rd time now.
Continued violations cannot be tolerated by the public.
You can't give us a talking
Stand up, take responsibility for your willful violations of the rights of the community.
Stop telling us how
Resign.
wrong we are.
Do it now. 2 little words.
Resign.
How can you possibly hold...
Okay, now you are under arrest. Come on. Come on.
So as soon as he's told he's under arrest, he says, okay, and he walks away. He does not resist arrest. And that's, as an activist, I would say that's a smart thing so he doesn't catch another charge. Like, he knows clearly what he's doing. He's speaking to the city council, or in this case, selectmen, whatever that is, and telling them what he thinks about them, that they're a bunch of scum, they're criminals, they have no integrity. He's talking about integrity the whole time. He never raises his voice, he's not violent, he's not flailing. I mean, he's just speaking his mind, and he doesn't go over the time limit or anything. It's just they say, we don't like what you're saying, we're going to vote you to disappear. Now, this is pretty revealing. Look who comes
Do we
next.
have any other public...
Do we have any other public input? Yeah, let's hear from somebody else. Check this out.
Yeah, man. Cleveland is full of bullshit too, not letting people speak at the council meetings and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, John Bush, our friend in Texas, was arrested for a very similar thing. Now check out this guy. Listen to what he says. Bootlicker.
Thank you.
I would just like the record to show that one citizen is very happy with the select people, and you don't have to stand up and resign on my account. I like what you're doing. I've just been running down the
I love you.
agenda.
Thank you for arresting that other guy because
He's a brother-in-law. He's getting a kickback somehow on his business.
I mean, whatever he is, it doesn't even have to be that he's connected. He's just such a brainwashed bootlicker. Just like, oh yeah, I just watched you arrest some guy for saying words that you disagree with, and oh yeah, thank you, master. I agree. I like you.
I learned my lesson. Here's my address. Here's where I live. Here's all the money in my wallet.
Yeah, so I thought that was something interesting, something worth showing, this man, he was not afraid to face these people, tell them what he thought about them, and take the consequences. I'd like to do a little follow-up. I'm trying to get some contact information for this guy and see what's going on. Another positive news story, while we still got some remaining minutes. I mean, not that the last one was very positive, except that it shows a man with courage. This also out of New Hampshire. Citizen prevails over Nashua police who rejected a gun permit renewal over an old DUI. So this man, yeah, he was arrested, and he had a DUI in 1998, and the Massachusetts law prohibited him from carrying a firearm. He applied for a concealed carry license in New Hampshire, in Nashua, and was rejected by the local police based on basically nothing. They just said, oh, you did something bad in the past, we don't like you, and we just want to reject gun permits. Well, they can't do that. New Hampshire's a shall-issue state, and they're supposed to issue you a license whenever you fill out a form. If you haven't had anything violent, no felonies, then you're supposed to get a license. But now there's this new thing where the police can say, oh, we don't think you're suitable. Yeah, we don't think you should have a gun. Well,
we saw your radio show.
we don't like your radio show. We don't like what you say. We don't like your political beliefs. Okay,
well, something similar happened to you too, didn't it, Eric?
Exactly, and that's why I'm bringing this up.
Okay, because I'm glad.
Prevailed over the local police. I'm taking the Keene police to the New Hampshire Supreme Court over. So fuck them. They're going to lose. They're going to get their asses handed to them later this year if they don't drop the case and give me my goddamn permit. Permit. Like, I have to ask the government permission to carry a gun in my pocket. It's so offensive because I don't need a license or permission slip to carry a gun openly in New Hampshire, but just to wear a jacket or put it in my pocket, oh, I need the government license. So it's ridiculous. They're going to get their asses handed to them as they did in Nashua. So just wanted to give you that little piece of good news. Anything else you guys got to close on tonight?
No, that's a good place to close, I think. That's
yeah, we've
perfect.
just been doing our same thing, and next week we'll be up in New Hampshire hanging out with you. And, the store will come together and, visit CopBlock.org.
And don't forget, if you're in Beaver Creek on Sunday, come by the Walmart there for the protest.
All right, rock on, and check out CopBlock.org/network to send a donation and get connected with the CopBlock network. Hey, I'll be on LRN tomorrow talking about gay sex. You should check that out at flamingfreedom.com.
What if the key to achieving liberty...
The sly little guy.